Zach, you sometimes sound like you're playing an accordion, particularly in, say, Eastern Horizon, and you do it in other places as well, and on the Adam Meckler album, For Dad, you do that as well, and sometimes you sound like you're playing an organ.
Interesting.
Ballad for Ray, for instance, really sounds like there's an organ there.
Well, I think that both of those instruments have some similar tonal qualities to a guitar anyway. You know, sometimes if I listen to like an organ trio record and you hear the guitar and the organ comping, it's kind of hard to differentiate which is which at times, you know. So I think that's there, but I think we talked a lot as a band about trying to use the guitar for the diversity it can have texturally and sonically, and tried to use a lot more effects, minimally, but you know, differing effects throughout the different songs. Mostly just a little delay and distortion. But another thing, I think that the accordion sound maybe comes from this thing we came out. It was actually Pete in rehearsal suggested trying like a drone string, and so that we use that on. I use that on a couple different songs, and that kind of, I think, sound of an open drone string with some moving voicings creates that accordion timbre that you're hearing.
Yeah, if I could just add to that too. I mean, a lot of these songs, a lot of times when I bring a song in, I don't really necessarily know what kind of ensemble I've written it for. I might have really dense voicings that I can imagine a piano player playing, and then I give it to Zach, and he's just like, "Oh, I don't have that many notes." So, you know, he's got to make do, and he does a great job, especially in the new record. You know, kind of taking my ideas and twisting them and laying them out on the guitar. So that might be why it sounds a little bit more untraditional than your usual guitar jazz album.
Right.
So.
Yeah, in particular, I hear it in your accompanying. You're not either leading or joining with Brandon and playing ahead or something like that. You're playing kind of behind and adding this sort of sonic texture to what's going on.
That's exactly what I was going for. We were going for on this record for a lot of those things, is just trying to create those textures in different environments.
Yeah,
people talking about. So I'm glad that it's coming through like that, and that the different tunes are maybe yielding those different sounds. So.
Oh, excellent! You did what you tried to do. Okay, I have a question, Zach. I hope this doesn't floor you a little bit, but you have let's see, I think 5 tunes on here. 2, 3, 4. 4. You have 4 tunes on here. One is called the Eastern Horizon, but the other 3, the connotations of the titles are quite, I think, negative. Meltdown, Shipwrecked, Albatross.
Okay. Well, they're certainly not intended to be negative. I think that something when I'm writing, and I guess when I'm titling as well, it's really kind of important to me is when writing instrumental music, and I've talked to some non-musician friends about this, how they really appreciate the title sometimes helping to allude to the imagery of the music in the absence of lyrics. And when I write, I try to musically depict a certain kind of imagery, you know. So Shipwrecked is kind of a desolate, sparse song, you know, as one might feel on a desert island and, you know, wondering what's going on. And so that's the imagery I'm trying to do there. Meltdown is an up-tempo swing thing that has like a pedal going through it and is almost frantic at times in the nature of the melody and harmony. And so it's kind of an allusion to that. And Albatross, that's more because, you know, an albatross is of course a great big bird with huge wings, and it kind of just floats. Seems like it floats through the sky, and that's the way that the music, you know, for me, That's the imagery that comes from it.
Well, yeah, albatross for me has a negative connotation because it feeds on carcasses.
Oh,
That's what I think of when I think albatross.
I was thinking about it flying rather than feeding, I guess. So.
Yeah, that's for the next album.
Yeah.
We're gonna continue that theme.
Pete, your titles are often very playful.
Yeah.
Look out your window.
Oh, that's Brandon.
That's Brandon.
Oh, that's Brandon's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Red headphones.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little bit different when it comes to naming songs. And, you know, it's funny because everyone has such a different take on it. For me, when I write a song, I kind of don't really have, sometimes I don't have a finished product in mind. I start out and it can turn out to be something completely different than what I set out to write. Other times I feel like I'm pretty successful with following through with the kind of mood, but for me I don't really want to tell the listener what they should be thinking about when they listen to my songs. Like, I think they can take a lot of different things from it. But as far as Red Headphones goes, that song has actually had a ton of different names, and I really don't know what kind of mood it evokes, but I have a set of red headphones, and I felt like I should pay tribute to them. So
sometimes he wears them in rehearsal. It's been a while, but
yeah. So
Well, let's talk about a few of the songs now.
Sure.
We should make it clear that I didn't know if Pete was going to be here, so I focused on Zach's tunes. I wanted to talk about his compositional process and how things went from there. This is just going to be a break. I'll try to keep it like about 3 minutes per song, otherwise we should go on forever.
okay, great.
I can interview Pete about his songs if you want.
Oh, that would be cool. Would you mind doing that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, that won't take too much time then.
All right, be gentle.
Okay, Meltdown. That's the first song of yours that appears on the album, Zach. And I'm interested in the bass and drum interplay that takes place about halfway through it.
Well, that's just part of the blowing section, really. It's actually a very straightforward 32 bar head, and it's kind of an homage to the 60s Miles Quintet in terms of the harmony and kind of vibe of it and stuff. And I think I take a solo and Brandon takes a solo, and then Chris and Pete decided that they wanted to do kind of a trading thing. So they start out trading 8-bar sections, and then 4-bar sections, and then I think in the third chorus it's 2 bars, which becomes, you know,
kind of
overlapped, ambiguous, and yeah, it's a really great addition. I enjoy that section of the song a